Yo, so guys, and welcome back to a brand new Hijomeatman news video. Today we're going to be talking about the possibility of seeing Maverick Viñales ride on board the Aprilia this season. Now, we do know that Aprilia are trying to get Maverick to have a test on the bike on the end of the month and beginning of September. A test where all of the manufacturers will be going and taking the test riders or whatever to go and test, and they're trying to get Maverick onto the bike, onto the Aprilia bike around Misano for that test, 2-day test, just to get into the mojo of things, get the feeling of things, obviously to be the best prepared as possible for 2022. But apart from that little test, which obviously tests here and there would be great for Maverick to get used to the Aprilia bike, but we could also see the possibility of Maverick Viñales racing once again this season. Just as said, instead of on a Yamaha, he will be obviously on the Aprilia. Now, there's a couple ways that Aprilia could go around doing this business. The first one is the roughest one, but going by Aprilia's way of treating riders in the past, it could be the more logical one, which is to sack off Lorenzo Salvadori, who just unfortunately just doesn't quite have that rider caliber of the rest of the field, and he isn't doing what Alicia Spargo was doing on the same bike, and he's not really pushing and helping Aprilia move forward. So we could see him yeeted out and Maverick Viñales put into the team. That could be one possibility. Like I said, it is definitely not the more ideal one, I guess you could say. Yeeting out a rider that's under contract, a rider which had to fight for that seat. Obviously, remembering in pre-season, Lorenzo Salvadori and Bradley Smith, whoever was the best one was going to get that ride. But Aprilia could also go about business in another way, which is with the wildcards. Obviously, they haven't done any wildcards this year, so they still have what I think it was 6 wildcard appearances. They're also the only team with concessions also, so they have all that extra little bits and bobs, and there could be the chance that we could see Maverick ride every single race this season as a wild card. And not only would it be a good plus obviously for Maverick to ride around on the Aprilia, but Aprilia would have 3 bikes on the track for 6 race weekends, where they could just be getting loads of intel information. They could test a whole bunch of different parts and try and get Maverick as prepared as possible for next season. Now that to me sounds like one of the better options, doing the wildcard thing, because that way you're not forcing out Lorenzo Salvadori, who is obviously under contract and fought for his position, so you can let him finish off his season and then put him back into the test role, you would assume, unless he looks on to bigger and better things for his career. But as for Maverick Viñales, if they can hand him them wild cards, and obviously go into there, no pressure or anything, just trying to adjust to the bike, work on the bike setup, some settings, adjusting his riding style, and that, it could be definitely a good training, I guess you could say, for what's going to come in 2022, and obviously go into that season, as prepared as ever, because obviously jumping from a Yamaha to an Aprilia isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world. Different engine. I mean, he's obviously used to the same engine pretty much his whole career in MotoGP, obviously with Suzuki and Yamaha, so when he switches over to the Aprilia, he'll have to adjust to that, and obviously just the bike itself is a different philosophy, obviously, to Yamaha, and it's going to be interesting to see what they kind of do in the future and what they will do this season. Obviously, we know they're going to have that 2-day test, and you would have thought maybe a couple more tests here and there. Like I said, Aprilia do have those concessions, so they can do a little bit more testing and stuff, compared to some other teams. But it will be interesting to see how they kind of choose to go about things, and see what they kind of decide to do. Whether it will be Aprilia choosing for wild cards, will they sack off Salvadori Will they just give Maverick a 2-day test and then not give him the bike anymore till 2022? I mean, we don't really know, but you would have thought the more ideal situation would be to try and, you know, obviously use up all your wildcard options and have Maverick on that Aprilia riding around every day and, you know, just adjusting himself to the bike. But what are your thoughts about it all, guys? Make sure you're down in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe for more content as always. And I'll see you with some brand new videos very soon.